Due to recent events such as the FCC's Restoring Freedom Order, along with Facebook's voluntary privacy breach, today's highly controversial internet landscape presents a perfect opportunity to research and discuss the meaning and implications of net neutrality's removal. What is net neutrality? Net neutrality is best described as the equal treatment of digital information by corporations, regardless of content, user, or platform. This description was originally solidified in the U.S. government through the 1996 Telecommunications Act, stating, "A telecommunications carrier shall be treated as a common carrier under this act only to the extent that it is engaged in providing telecommunications services." In summary, neutrality is what allows you to have the same connection to nasa.gov as you do to the flatearthsociety.org. By presenting all information on an equal platform, net neutrality gives all arguments a voice, regardless of financial background or substance to one's argument. Although not particularly useful when arguing facts, this environment is especially valuable when developing a business, learning a new subject, or even just sharing your opinions. The open forum which neutrality enables has provided indescribable developments in the freedoms and technology that has sculpted modern culture. This leads us to the question, why remove it?
Put simply, the internet is the greatest free market success in history. And this is due, in large part, to a landmark decision made by President Bill Clinton and a Republican Congress in the Telecommunications Act of 1996. Under this framework, a free and open internet flourished.
Although current FCC Chairman Ajit Pai has expressed gratitude towards the 1996 Telecommunications Act, he's quick to forget that the deregulation of neutrality being performed removes the backbone of the very policy he praises. The FCC's new Restoring Freedom Order tries to hide these contradictions by rebranding net neutrality as an unnecessary Obama-era regulation, stating the 2015 Title II classification as misguided and legally flawed, and also claiming Title II abandoned almost 20 years of precedent, when it merely developed existing consumer protections set in place by the 1996 Telecommunications Act. This is proven through the clear restatement of previous regulations, such as maintaining the Act's case-by-case approach in ISP disputes, along with the common carrier definition of broadband providers. Even though the attack on neutrality is uncalled for, it is far from an uncalculated action. Being formerly employed to Verizon, Pai is well aware of the true consequences of his actions.
One of the issues here is whether or not we treat broadband like a utility. And if it's treated like a utility, the requirement is that you, as the provider, are not allowed to put your finger on the scale and slow one person down or speed somebody else up. And I just want to pose a hypothetical to you.
Sure.
Let's just say Comcast created a new TV series, and it just so happened that that competed with a Netflix series very similarly. If these rules go away, how is there not an incredible incentive for Comcast to slow Netflix down coming into my house and make their video, the Comcast video, very robust?
So under that hypothetical, one of the things that's important to remember is that it is a hypothetical.
By refusing to admit clear flaws in a non-neutral network, Ajit shows inexcusable negligence as a public servant on the national level. This negligence begs the question, how do we take down deregulation? Although Pai's deregulation has already gone into effect this past Monday, April 23, 2018, there is still hope for neutrality at a state level.
Washington passed a law effectively banning internet service providers from policing the web, making it the first state to pass legislation to protect net neutrality.
Got great news. Oregon just became the second state to codify a bill into law.
So the California Senate passed a net neutrality bill of its own.
Because state representatives are more directly influenced by the voters of their district, the previously ignored public response to net neutrality's deregulation is no longer an issue being swept under the rug. These state-level protections on net neutrality have already begun through the drafting of 59 pro-net neutrality bills in 26 states. In conclusion, network neutrality has played a vital role in the extension of basic rights to the digital world. The hazardous ignorance shown by Ajit Pai and the Federal Communications Commission regarding these benefits has been identified as harmful to the public and should be prevented by any means necessary. Although these limitations to internet freedom might be present for the time being, Neutrality is still possible through state-level executive